Hi, my name's Phil, and I'm the designer of Forest of Fate. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play the game with a few example turns. As you can see, I've already laid out my path in the previous video. The story begins with our three adventurers, right here in the middle of the forest. They've just completed their quest, which was to defeat the Dark Prince at Blackwood Hold. The castle lies silent, torches extinguished. You look back over the narrow bridge and watch the last of the minions flee into the forest, leaderless. You can feel the weight of the Dark Prince's mask in your pack and on your mind. At least it's in safe hands, for now. The card also tells me to collect the Champion's Mask, which is an artifact I've stolen from the Prince during that quest. Artifacts are really powerful, but you only get to use them once. I'll take the mask and put it here. Let's continue to our first encounter. Reptilian footprints as large as tree stumps dot the path ahead. Maybe there's a nest nearby. Suddenly you hear a roar and spin just in time to see the giant lizard poised for attack. I can see from the symbols on the edge of the card that we have 4 options on how to defeat this lizard. We could try wits, maybe that's outsmarting it. We could try force, attacking it head on. We could try speed, maybe that's running away, or guile, that's tricking it or hiding. Note that any one of us could take on this lizard. Forest of Fate is cooperative, so you don't take turns the way you might do in other games. It's up to you to decide who takes on each encounter. In this case, that's going to be me. Now my bard's quite a surly guy, so I'm going to get this out of the way with and attack the lizard head on. That's force, and I'm great at it. Because we arrived from the castle in this direction, I'm going to use the symbols on this side of the card. Notice that the symbols on all the sides are the same, but the numbers that they give are different. Let's take the number for force, that's 736, and see what happens. You pounce upon the creature's back, gripping desperately to its scaly skin whilst trying to avoid the lashing tail. Okay, not sounding great, but maybe we can save this. The storybook gives me 4 options depending on my skill level. The bard is great at using force, so I'm going to use the number next to great, which is 651. Before you can position yourself properly, the monster rolls on top of you, crushing you between the cold ground and its cold muscle. You eventually manage to pull yourself free, battered and broken. Lose 4 life points. Yeah, not so great. So, the lizard squashed me, and I go down to 6 life points. Now, you don't have to beat an encounter in order to continue, but because I failed, the others do need to take the long way round. For that, they lose a single life point each. Now let's rewind for a second. Let's say I'm about to get crushed, but at the last second the warrior dives in with her ability, which is Heroic Block. Just like all abilities, this is unique to the warrior, and it lets her reduce the damage taken by one of her companions. That's going to mean that I only lose 2 life points. But to use the ability, she also spends 2 life points. You could imagine her diving underneath the monster to hold up its weight whilst I wriggle free. Make up your own story. The thief still has to take the long way round, but the ability card tells me that the warrior doesn't. So after all that, we're both on 8, and the thief is on 9. Not a bad start. Let's leave this here and carry on to the next encounter. The road is more regularly used here. Following the worn tracks, you find a small outpost manned by a couple of fresh-faced young guards, who seem quite alarmed by your approach. Halt! Who goes there? Okay. We've got 4 options again. This time, instead of speed, we've got style. That's showing off or drawing attention to yourself. Now, I don't like the look of these guards, so we're going to do the opposite and try to sneak past. The thief is the obvious choice here. He's great at guile, and he's also got the most life points left. We came from this direction this time, so we're going to use this symbol on this side of the card and look up number 711. You panic and leap from the path into the undergrowth, hoping to bypass the guards. Alas, you've already been seen. After them, you hear one of them cry. Okay, now the thief is great, so we go straight to 244. As the guards rummage around in the bushes, letting out the occasional yelp, you creep up to the house and grab one of the flaming torches hanging by the door. Spoils in hand, you silently make good your escape. Gain Flaming Torch. Brilliant, this is more like it. Not only did we get past the guards, but we got some cool stuff at the same time. Here are the item cards. Let's look through and find the torch and give this to the thief. Now, remember I said the numbers are different on each side? That means you won't always be able to use Guile to get past these guards, even if you are great. The randomization introduced by the shape of your path means that no matter how many times you've played, the forest will always surprise you. I've played over 100 games, and even I don't always know what's coming next. Also bear in mind, we only have 10 encounters here. There's another 26 in the box that we're not even going to see in this game. Okay, back to the game. From here, we're going to proceed through the rest of the encounters in the same way, and we might even find somewhere where we can use our torch, like this cave. In that case, I'm going to read aloud the paragraph number shown here, and that will tell us what happens next. Items basically allow you to bypass an encounter, so you know nothing good or bad will happen. Everything is single use, and then it goes back in the box. If we didn't find anywhere to use our torch, or the thief didn't want to, we could hold on to it and cash it in for victory points at the end of the game. More about that in our next video.